pack leaders. So this is Ian from with Friends Around Me, protecting families by protecting the pack. And today I want to talk about the story of why I created the tuner. So I was just always had this idea of wanting to automate Bitcoin trading, and back in maybe like a few years ago, while I was going through some financial struggles and wondering what is money? How does this all work? And I was driving Uber and Lyft, and so I had plenty of time just to learn stuff on YouTube. And so I came across Mike Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money, and I was like, okay, so I was like, how does money work? And he came up, and so I just watching all 8 of those series, or 7 at the time, I think, understanding how money worked, where it came from, what it was all about. And I was like, okay, so this is basically just funny money. At the end of the day, it's all printed, and expect where our government's heading, and the phases of empire and all this other stuff, and then understanding that, hey, gold and silver is actually real money, you know and so I did buy some gold and silver on top of that. And then it's like, okay, so cryptocurrencies, right? So that's another type of currency that's not like bitcoins. Is not inflationary, but it's fixed at a certain point. And I always wanted to kind of automate that, so I was kind of researching different crypto bots and stuff like that. I came across like Profit Trailer, Gunbot, and Haas, and some other stuff, right? And then I was like, all right, looked at them all. I was like, it looks pretty straightforward, simple. Haas has like a lot more features and functionality behind it, but what gave me leaded me towards Haas was the ability to script, to, in a sense, program my own indicators, or program my own bots, basically. And when I came on to it, and I was like, all right, cool. But I had no background in trading at all, and I was like, let me just, I tried the trade bots, setting up the stochastics and MACD and RSI, and the more I added to it, it just didn't work, and I couldn't get any working settings. And I'll back test it, and it's just horrible. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right here. And let me just use what Haas has already, which is like the Flash Crash, the Scalper, and the Mad Hatter. Okay, so I started with the Scalper, started doing that for a little bit, and I realized, like, yeah, Haas says it is an extension of you. You still got to sit there and kind of manually trade it, kind of thing. And I was like, well, that's not what I want. I wanted to, push button and, make money, kind of thing, right? And it's gonna automate the whole process, because I really don't enjoy trading. I don't like to watch tick marks all day when I, could do something more, interesting, and spend time with my family and all that stuff. And when I stopped trading or sitting on my computer, I stopped making money. So I was able to learn, trend analysis, the pennant flags, and candlesticks, and dojis and all that other stuff. And I was able to successfully trade and know when to enter, and I can actually understand how things are moving. And there was times where I could trade, and I made like $800 in 30 minutes. It was pretty intense. And then I was like, all right, cool. Took risk, but I started growing that quite a bit. And then some days I'd be like, okay, let me just trade at night. I'm just tired, exhausted at 3 or 4 in the morning. I was like, I can't do this for a long term. And so I was like, let me just go ahead and create this bot, where I can just tune the Mad Hatter settings. It's the same process that I'm going through anyway, and it's kind of the same algorithm I used when I was doing trajectory work as an aerospace engineer. So I kind of use that same strategy to just kind of perturb the settings left and right, kind of see where it goes, and then back test it. It gives me an output. And so wherever that perturbations and it says goes, I kind of move towards it. That's kind of what you're doing manually already. And then I realized that, hey, after a while, I'll back test it, forward test it. I was like, hey, it's totally different, or the market has changed, or it'll work for a little bit, and then the settings will expire, and I have to do it all over again. And so it's this constant repeated process where I was like, I hate doing things that constantly repeat itself over and over and over again. If it repeats, I see a pattern, and I know I can automate it, I'm going to automate it. And so that's where the tune initially started, just automating the one setting. And then in that time, then there's also other processes where, doing a moving average sweep, different checkboxes on the reset middle and full candle close and all that other stuff. So I started to then add those things together and kind of start stacking them together, kind of like building blocks. So now that when we do the one-click solution, people who came on and got the tuner, they're like, yeah, I can use a tuner, but how do I even get started? I don't even know the initial settings to get it even have a positive ROI. And so that's when the one-click setting solution came in, where I was tuning for a while, so I kind of understood what settings to kind of start with to get the bot going, and then fine-tune it, which is kind of like the golf driver analogy, where the tuner is more like a putter, and you need to actually have a golf driver to basically have the initial guess correct and have a positive ROI before you start to use the tuner. So then I started building a database of initial guesses that were commonly used. We also worked with Cosmos in getting those settings too on initial guesses, and I kind of put that all together. And I have his Cosmo one-click solution and my one-click solution. And he has a little bit more of a secret method. He'll go positive, negative. He finds where it goes. If it goes positive this way, he'll keep pushing until there's no more. And then I'm more like just one setting at a time, kind of thing. I'll work on one, positive, negative, go to the next setting, positive, negative, and kind of go there. And so we can then put a combination of those together, which is now the one-click solution that we have. And on top of that, once we tune one setting, then we to the next one, the next one, and bringing over my Shopify experience and Facebook ads and all that stuff is just all about quantity and tuning. So about launching a lot of ads, and so you'll kind of like research products, launch a bunch of products with different ads and different ad types, and all of a sudden, out of the 50 or so, one will be a winner that would then pay for all the losses, kind of thing. And so I kind of feel like life is all about like quantity of number. Like real estate agent, the top producer is probably the one that knocks the doors consistently or goes prospects consistently. And just doing it consistently in quantity, and eventually out of like the 100 people they talk to, one makes one or two comes and says, hey, I'll do a sale with you, and then it just kind of builds from that point on. Okay, so kind of the same thing, launching tons of ads. We launched a lot of bots. It's just a lot of work, but it's all automated now with the tuner. And with that, we have a filtering process from all sim bots push forward to be able to then find live test bots with actual live money, confirm that, and then put it on a real trade once we have some more confirmation that it's going to go well. Okay, and so I did all this because my dad, when I was growing up, he was always working all the time. He made donuts and had his own donut shop. And so I never saw him, I felt like, whenever he got the chance, I enjoyed those moments with him. But it was just not enough, like I remember we were playing Chinese chess and all that stuff. It was cool. Spent hours just playing Chinese chess with him. It was really nice. I wanted more of that. But he was just, beaten down, angry a lot. It's just never enough money. So I wanted to kind of change that when I became a father, to be able to be there for my kids and my children, and to be able to have this asset in a sense that would, kind of do the same work that you normally do anyway, but in an automated fashion. And so with that, we kind of formed Friends of Irony, the Wolfpack VIP group, where I can help other families do the same through what I am able to accomplish for myself, and then have them in sense manage the next generation of pack leaders once I close this, their portfolios, and give them a taste of how the tuner is performing. And it performs well, and they came in at a low initial investment of a monthly of $40 a month at this video. Then they'll realize the power of the tuner, and then so once I check the market cap, I feel like I can release more. I'll release more, and also have to be at the same time be able to support those people. The pack leaders who come in, because installation problems, whatever else, something wasn't right, I need to log in and support you guys, get you guys up and running. So I'm able to support a small amount of people with quality that way. And then each time we release, the price will be going up, just because of the amount of staff, and if I need more people and all that sort of stuff, and the value of what the tuner is going to be bringing. Okay, so the tuner is more like a I would say it like an investment too. Like it's like buying an asset. I say, like if you buy a home that generates cash flow, well, how much is that apartment building worth, right? It's worth based on the cash flow that it can bring in. And so we'll see what that is once it comes in, and we'll start bringing more cash flow. It's like, hey, is bringing this X amount of cash flow. How much would you be able to, how much is that worth, right, to you? That will be able to cash flow you for the rest of your life, kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, today's the last day that I'm gonna be leaving the tuner open for the monthly of 10 plus 29 plus 79 per month for that tuner. And then after that, we'll be closing when we relaunch it, maybe about a month or so later. We'll probably be on a yearly basis, maybe in the that couple thousands or $1,000 range or something like that. I don't know yet, but we'll see. I'll probably kind of gauge it, see if I need to release more or not. If not, if it's doing well, I'll probably just kind of leave it as is. But we'll see. So yeah, today's the last day. Hopefully this has give you a better idea of my story on why I'm creating the tuner, and I'm basically using it myself as my primary source. And I don't want to release too many of this because the more people have it, then the strategy becomes no strategy. So I want to protect that for myself, because I spend a lot of time on this too, and I don't want to just be blown apart because I fully saturated it with this setting thing, and then I need another tool to manage another tool or create another tool again, and I don't want to do that. So that's why it's more valuable to kind of limit the number and go from there. So hopefully you guys understand, and hopefully you guys know what the tune is all about, the story behind it, and what it's supposed to do. Hope you guys get on board so that you can also provide for your own families, be there for your kids, instill values in them, and then help the next generation of pack leaders come in as you're managing their portfolios once that functionality is there. Now, yeah, I think I need to talk about some functionalities where I'm going to be building later on so that we have the ability to manage and tune coin settings as a pack. So we don't have to expend all our resources tuning the same coins that everyone else is tuning. We can share those settings, and then when you find something that's good, we can alert the pack, and the pack can go, oh cool, this is a confirmed setting. Then we're gonna all port that in, and then we can all jump on it and maul the bull or whatever it is, and feed our families that way. So I know it's different than other tools out there like Gunbot or Profit Trailer I've looked at. I know they have fixed values, fixed prices, but it comes with that. I noticed that there's a lot of support, a lot of programs that do fixed pricing. They can't afford the staff to give you the support that you need. And Haas has great support. You can just message them. They have enough people to support you right away. Tons of features. Everything's always changing all the time. Things break all the time, and we need people to fix it quickly all the time. And so I'm able to, in a sense, be there for you guys too, constantly and fixing it when things come up. Notice things that are changing, fix it up, change it, push an update, be there, and be more reliable. So I see that I'm trading off reliability, and I'd rather pay more for reliability and consistency than a fixed price type of tool that isn't maintained as well. It might take a little longer. And money's being time is money basically. So all right, so that's all I have for today. I'll be closing at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I have a pool party to go to at 3 o'clock. It probably won't end until maybe 8ish, I think, and then that's when I can get back home to shut it down, and then that's it. So no excuses, no whatever. You waited and you're gonna have to wait till the next launch in order to get the tuner. Okay. Otherwise, other than that, get your portfolio managed by one of the pack leaders. So, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the inside.